President Trump has been all over these election results, honestly, in the run-up to the day and in the aftermath. Not surprisingly, he's taking credit for the Mississippi win while now distancing himself from the loss in Kentucky.
The current iteration of the Republican Party under President Trump is struggling with a lot of, particularly, I would say, heavily white, college-educated voters. It used to be Republicans' base, and now not so much.
And while all politics is ultimately local, there's no denying that President Trump had at least some effect on the results. That could spell big trouble for him and Republicans going into the 2020 elections.
The mainstream media claims last night's election spell problems for President Trump and his 2020 re-election bid. But do the facts support that argument? RNC Chief of Staff Richard Walters tweeted that it was in fact President Trump that closed the massive gap in the Kentucky governor's race. The incumbent governor, Matt Bevin, was down double digits before Trump's Lexington, Kentucky rally Monday night, at which Bevin was invited on stage. And RNC Chair Ronna Romney McDaniel credited Trump for bringing the race to within 0.5 of a percentage point, setting the stage for a possible recount. And despite the governor's race, the GOP won all of the other statewide races in Kentucky last night by wide margins after President Trump's visit. Then there were the elections in Virginia, which were also being reported as a Trump loss. However, just this past January, the Virginia legislature was gerrymandered, and the new map, approved by federal judges, gave Democrats a significant advantage. This past June, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld the Democrat-favored congressional district map. The High Court's ruling said that the GOP-led State House wasn't in a position to overturn a lower court's decision, stating that the new districts were not too concentrated in African-American and Democratic areas. It also seems that Trump's political clout sealed the win for Tate Reeves as governor of Mississippi last night in a race that was much closer than expected. Now President Trump is going to have a rally in Louisiana tonight for the GOP gubernatorial candidate Eddie Rispone ahead of a runoff election against popular Democratic incumbent John Bel Edwards next weekend. Can the president push Rispone over the top and into the governor's mansion in Louisiana?